welcome to BioS3 Raw TV. Well, as the title suggests, I have some, sad news, but then again, some good news at the same time. Everything I feel has good and bad fucking ends of it. I spent about an hour the other night on the phone with Rich Piana, discussing the future of myself with the company, with 5% Nutrition, and what direction that I felt like I needed to go in for my personal decisions. And at this point, it seems that I'm going to be leaving 5% Nutrition. Rich was not mad. Rich has always encouraged each one of us since the very beginning of this to branch out and become something bigger on our own. That's what he wants. He wants us to have success on our own. Now, I was lucky enough to be one of the first 5% sponsored athletes over a year ago, like a year and so many months ago. And it's been an amazing experience. And at this point, there's so many athletes sponsored by 5% Nutrition and ambassadors and stuff. It really doesn't make me effective at getting the word out about 5% on my own anymore. There's so much out there. It's really not, it doesn't make any sense for me to try to be there anymore. I'm not really being effective for the company. At the same time, there was something very new that I feel is not, I wouldn't say a natural alternative. I wouldn't say natural, but I'd say an alternative to anabolics that's been coming around that I've been learning more about and actually been using myself. And I talked to Rich about it, which was the SARM-like products and the new products that are about to hit the market, like Epiandro and these Andro products and stuff like that, that I do feel are not just interesting, but I do feel work. They work very powerfully. And I was explaining this to him, and at the same time, I've had a lot of companies, pretty much daily, offer me money to leave 5% Nutrition. And all of them, I kind of looked at the products and I was like, you know what, I don't feel this. I don't feel to my heart that I feel that 5% is the place for me to be at. But in discussing this with Rich, I really want to take part in learning and bringing these new products, these Andro-like products to the market that are going to be very, very useful and powerful and effective supplements that hit the market. And I do definitely believe that without a doubt, these are going to be some of the most effective things that have ever hit that'll be legal. And I really want to be a part of that. At the same time, the company that I've been talking to has also offered me the opportunity to learn how to formulate my own formulas, or formulate formulas in general. And that's another thing, I've always used supplements since I was 15 years old, but being involved in actual formulation of the supplements and learning what things go together, what different grades of supplements there are, like, there's different grades of ornithine, arginine, whatever the case may be, the cheap stuff to the expensive stuff, what can be mixed, what can't be mixed. That stuff is really not only interesting to me, but I feel like being involved with that stuff and learning how to do that stuff, I could actually formulate some of my own formulas, which I spoke to Rich about, and he was more than happy to say, you know what, maybe you should do your own thing. Maybe if you have these ideas on your own that you feel like could be great products, by all means, take it and run with it. The problem is, you just don't know you just can't go online and learn how to formulate stuff. You have to learn through somebody that's willing to teach you. And when that opportunity came up, I stepped back and said, this is the opportunity for me to not only know, it's like the gym business. When I wanted to be a personal trainer, I always wanted to own my own gym. That's what I wanted to do. So what I did was I went to Gold's Gym to learn how to actually open the gym, close the gym, pull the reports, run a staff. I learned all that stuff from Gold's Gym. So now basically, if I was put in the position to manage or run a gym, I can do that right now. I've done it before. If I wanted to own my own gym, I could not only own it, but I could manage it and run it myself. So learning how to do these different things that are all aspects of the industry that you want to do are very important. And when the opportunities come up where someone gives you the opportunity to learn from firsthand experience and not try to figure it out and piece it together on your own and fail as you go, I think it's important to take those opportunities. So at this point, I'll definitely be looking in a lot more to these products that are hitting the market. I was just on the phone with somebody last night. Matter of fact, this person actually has they've kind of limited their production to just protein type supplements in general. And we were talking about, the Epiandro product and how it's been around for a little bit and how there's a bunch of products. These are not new, all of a sudden popped up products. These are products that have been around for a long time, have been discovered a long time ago, but nobody's brought them to market yet. And they're safe and they're effective and they're just starting to come around now. People are starting to figure it out and questions are starting to be asked and you're starting to hear about them on the forums and stuff. And I was just lucky enough to kind of get my hands on some of these things before they actually hit the market and try them. And, you know, again, this guy's been in the industry a long time, just as long as I have, not longer, has, you know, supplement formulating companies. And this is not even the company that I got the SARMs from. It's like something completely different. And he said flat out, he's like, some of these things are the most powerful things I've used besides anabolic steroids. So it is an alternative. It doesn't work exactly like steroids, but it's also not a BCAA supplement at the same time. It's something in between that is stronger than the BCAAs and protein, etc., but not as strong as steroids. So it's an alternative. It's like a middle lane that is kind of just starting to come to light. And there's only a few companies out there that have their finger on the pulse of this situation, that know what's going on. And I think that moving forward in the future, me, myself, I think supplement-wise, will be getting very back to basics. That's my idea, is to get back to basics and get back to what works, and not hype, and not scientific studies, and not all the bullshit, because I've seen in the last 15 years more studies done, more science come up, but the physiques are worse. The results are less. The fat gain is more. The muscle gain is less. The fat loss is less. And I'm sitting here going, something has gone really fucking wrong with the supplement industry in the last 15 years. I mean, you have products that are staple products like a protein, but does it matter whether it's a hydrolyzed whey or a super fucking whey or a concentrate or an isolate? It does matter. Certain things do matter. Certain things don't matter. I think that breaking things back down to basics and getting back down to basics would be where I'm going to begin with my personal journey as far as any kind of supplement that I personally would come out with. But for the time being, I really want to learn about these new anabolic compounds that are coming out to market that are going to be something that can't be taken off the market. No trademark problems, no safety issues. They're going to be on the market. And when they hit, or they're starting to hit now, and they're starting to get popular, they're starting to get some notoriety, I think that they're going to be big. And I'm not saying that I am Mr. All-Natural Guy, Mr. Natural Guy, but I think it's important now at this point to, especially with the drug use that's out there. I mean, so many people are turning to steroids that should not be using them. If there was a safer alternative that was strong enough to get them the results to go to the fucking club and look like, you know, the fucking Jersey Shore guys rather than shooting trend, I think that supplement or compound or whatever you want to call it that you could buy at a, you know, local vitamin shop or online or somewhere like that should be the alternative that is available that they should know about, rather than using trend or something like that. So I think that it honestly, for the general public, is going to play a big part. It should play a big part in kind of keeping people away from steroids that should not, they have no fucking business using them. So that's the situation. Rich not only gave me his blessing, but we're on great terms, and I'm still going to hang out with those guys. I'll still promote, you know, the 5% supplements that I use. I'm going to still use real food. It's part of my diet. Liver and organ defender, I'll still use that all the time. Absolutely kill it, which is my favorite pre-workout because of the stim factor. It doesn't have too much stims. I'll still use that. You know, so, and it's not like this is ending and this is the final chapter. You know, Rich, I can't tell you how comforting it was to hear him be happy for me that I have this new journey that I want to go on, and I'm psyched to start it. So thank you guys for all the support. I'm never leaving 5%. I got it fucking tattooed on my arm. I'll be a 5%er for the rest of my life, period. It's not about a nutrition company. It's about a way of life. biopsytraining@gmail.com. Leave comments down below, but don't fight. www.biopsytraining.com is a blog. It's the 5% bicep, and we're out.